When did a friend's scheme spin so far out of control it nearly cost you the best thing in your life? We were all crammed into a booth at the campus bar, everyone getting louder and dumber by the round, when my friend Sloane slapped a 50 on the table and announced she had a challenge nobody could top. "I want someone here to serenade a total stranger," she said. Full song, in front of everyone. The other girls laughed and swore they'd never. I wasn't paying much attention until she upped it. "I'll cover somebody's rent for the whole year if they do it right now." The table went silent. That was thousands of dollars. Sloane's family had money and she loved reminding us. "Not just sing," she added, grinning. "You have to mean it. Pour your heart out. But I pick who you sing to and you cannot tell them it's a bet. What if they walk away?" I asked. She shrugged. "Doesn't matter, just make it a show." I needed that money in a way none of them understood. My scholarship had a gap I'd been covering with a night shift that was slowly killing my grades. I took a breath and said I'd do it. Sloane scanned the room and her eyes stopped on a guy at the bar in a gray hoodie. My whole face went hot. It was Owen, a kid I'd had a hopeless crush on in 8th grade, who'd laughed with his friends when I got up the nerve to sit with him at lunch and then never spoke to me again. "No," I said. "Anyone but him, please." Sloane just smiled. "Then it'll be easy for him to blow you off. Easy money." She had a point. It was a guaranteed loss. My friends had their phones out already. I threw back a shot and walked over before I could chicken out. I sang to him. Badly, shaking, a whole verse of an old song we'd both had to learn in middle school choir, standing right there in the middle of the bar with the whole room watching. My voice cracked on the high note. Owen's face went from startled to something soft I wasn't ready for. When I finished, he didn't laugh. He set down his drink, stood up, and applauded, and then the whole bar was applauding. He leaned in and said quietly, "You have no idea how long I've wanted a reason to talk to you again." I froze. This was not the plan. I looked back at my friends, and they looked as stunned as I felt. I mumbled something about needing air and fled. He found me the next morning at the library, slid into the chair across from me like it was nothing. "The girl who sang to me at lunch in 8th grade finally did it again," he said. "Only took 10 years. My stomach dropped. "You remember that?" "I remember laughing because my friends were there and I was a coward," he said. "I felt sick about it for weeks. I actually looked for you the next year and you'd switched schools." He pulled out his phone and showed me a photo. A folded, faded note. My handwriting. The one I'd passed him at that lunch table before he humiliated me. "I kept it," he said. "I know that's insane." I couldn't tell him about the bet. Not with that note on his screen. So we started dating, and I stopped being able to tell what was real. He walked me to my 8 a.m. He learned I studied better out loud and let me lecture him about cell biology for hours. He high-fived me before every exam. His roommates started calling me choir girl. Sloane kept asking when I'd end it. I kept dodging. Then she showed up at my dorm holding her phone, the rent transfer confirmation glowing on the screen. "Paid in full. We're done. Break it off." I told her I didn't want to. Her face changed completely. "You have to. I liked him first. I've liked him all semester. You were supposed to get shot down and look pathetic, not actually get him." She shoved my shoulder. "He wasn't supposed to want you." She gave me a week to break up with Owen, or she'd tell him everything herself. I spent 7 days failing to find the words. On the 8th, she sent him screenshots. The whole bet, the money, everything, timestamped. I found him sitting on the edge of his bed, phone in hand, face blank. "You sang to me for rent money," he said. "You had 100 chances to tell me. You let me carry that note around like an idiot." His voice didn't even rise. "Please leave." I nodded and walked out crying. Sloane was in the hallway wearing a small, satisfied smile. "I'll help him get over it," she said. But footsteps came fast behind me. Owen walked right past her without a glance and caught my arm. "One question," he said. "If there'd been no bet, no money, no audience, no Sloane, would you have ever come up to me on your own?" "I've wanted to since I was 13, I said. "I was just always the one who got laughed at." He looked at me for a long second. Then he took a folded note out of his pocket and pressed it into my hand. "Then keep it this time," he said. "I already know how the song ends."